Salutations, everybody! My name is Monkey Shrapnel from the Guys Who Play Games, back with some more Final Fantasy IX in depth in the final part of the game here, kinda, basically, more or less. I mean, the final disc, and this is the final big change of the game, as the world map is covered in mist. That being said, this is probably going to be just a miscellaneous odds and ends part, because, frankly, at this point of the game, there's one big thing that matters, and that's money. You want to get money. And there's a couple decent ways to make money, but I think one of the things I want to do is I'm going to get Ragtime Mouse just out of the way. Right? We did like half the Ragtime Mouse questions, so like I'm just gonna just do it all right now, because why not, right? Might as well. I did like one little bout of cotton rope farming. I did one round, but like you can just do the cotton rope stuff if you want money, but like that's kind of boring to just do over and over again. Plus it's like it's obviously not 100% like intended, you know what I mean? Like I doubt that they intentionally put this little trick into the game and thinking, ah yes, we intentionally want people to farm money by making cotton ropes a billion times. Like there's a good chance it's not even intentional. It's just a kind of a coincidence that it just happens to work out that way. Because it's not the only item in the game that's like this, keep in mind. There's a couple other items. It's just cotton ropes are the most efficient item to synthesize and sell because it's just like the most value you get out of it. Let's see here. Where's the... I guess it's right over here. I guess I could have gone to this island instead, because I think this one has chocolate tracks on it too. Actually, since we're here, and I'm right by here, let's quickly, let's grab some frogs, huh? That's something else I'll try to get done in the meantime, as it were. I think we've already gotten all the rewards from frogging, so only thing left to do is get 99. So I don't strictly need to show the rest, but I mean, you know, might as well grab this one just because we're here. I've only done this one on screen like once, so might as well, right? That's one of the nice things about actually doing the cotton rope stuff off screen is that time passes, so I can smash, you know, get more frogs. It's kind of funny at this point, Quintus doesn't really have a good way to deal with just random enemies like this. Like, if they were flying, I could twister them. I guess I can just Earthshake, I mean, who cares? It's not like Earthshake's weak, it's just, you know, it's an Earth Elemental attack, so it's not really ever going to be strong against anything. But, like, you know, boom. A good almost 3,000. I'll take it. These guys have water and mucus and all that jazz. These guys are actually still pretty decently strong at this point, which is kind of funny. But yeah, you can see Zydane's doing the damo now with his Ultima weapon. Compared to Freya, who's actually doing not that much because I dropped her down I dropped her weapon down a ton at this point because needed to learn more skills. Freya gets pretty much, like, most characters tend to get their skills from weapons. Because that's, like, that just makes sense, right? Most characters only, you know, use one type of weapon other than, like, Dagger and Ico, so it makes sense, but I feel like Freya kind of falls behind a bit on this, because even though you start with Freya compared to, say, Amaranth, Amaranth gets a new weapon, or gets a new ability basically per weapon, whereas Freya actually takes a while to really get anything, because, like, first of all, she starts off with her spear, which actually doesn't teach her anything, does it? No, it doesn't, because she gets Lancer from the Coral Ring. And then she eventually gets the Mithril Spear in Burmecia, which gives her Raise Wind, but that's quite a bit of adventuring in between. And even after that, it's like, you get, like, what? You get an opportunity, maybe, to get White Draw if you get the Emerald in Clara. But if you don't get that, then, you know, good luck with that. Hey, baby frog. How's it hanging? Come on, there you go. Okay, there's a lot of lady frogs here right now, so I want to catch those. Leave that guy over there in the pond alone. Oh, there's another guy. Okay, you're dead then. We need one of the ladies. There we go. Easy peasy. Alright. Let's get out of here. Other than finishing out Ragtimer, there is also friendly monsters, but I wanted to save friendly monsters for after we at least get some money. Because obviously, like, you know, like we've seen, and among other things, friendly monsters are fantastic for actually learning abilities because they give a ton of AP. So I'd like to at least buy some of the new stuff we can get in the final stage of the world map here. Because there is quite a few things, surprisingly enough. Even just things to do with the auction house, but anyways, where's the forest over here? There we go. So we need to be on the world map for like 20 seconds first. And just in case, because once again, I don't know the ragtime questions by heart. So sometimes I might just accidentally get one wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and make a safety save over in slot 2. Because God forbid I screw this up after all this. And then it's like, yay! Let's just restart the whole game. I mean, this party comp suggests this is probably... Were we level 25 when I was doing Ragtime Mouse before? Maybe I was. We leveled up. I know you level up. You do end up leveling up quite a freaking bit. In, whatchamacallit, in Terra. I was gonna call it Trino. Yeah, we did all that adventuring to get to Trino's back door, you know. Alright, so I'm just gonna sit here for a second. Alright. Let the 20 seconds pass, and now it's time to start stutter stepping. We want more Ragtime Mouse. Woo! This is the easiest way to get mostly guaranteed. You're not gonna fight grand dragons in the forest, so it's not like it's a big deal if I get into an encounter. But it saves time. Do 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 ba boo ba boo ba boo ba boo ba boo. I don't remember how many questions we've done. I guess we'll find out here, right? How many questions? Pop quiz. Question number 9. Bermuda cable cars have been running for 8 years. See, this is what I'm talking about. I don't actually remember this one. I feel like most of the time, if I have no idea, I usually default to true. I think I said that last time, that like if I don't remember, it's probably a true one. Because for some reason, I just mostly remember the ones that are wrong. But when they actually give me actual lore, I'm like, huh? That's question number 9, too. How many questions are there again? I think there's like 15 or 16 or something like that. So we're more than halfway. Or at least halfway. I'll just say true. If I get it wrong, well then you get to see me reset. And I'll know for next time. Hey, we in fact got them right. You get 4,000 gil. You got 100% correct. Huzzah, you're on a roll. Now you gotta wait another 20 seconds. It really is funny how like these simple basic rules can make it super weird to figure out when you're allowed to actually like encounter Ragtime Mouse. All you have to do is just put an arbitrary 20-second delay and people are just like, I have no idea why. I probably should have used my slot 2 save and moved it downward, because it's funny that this one is also on Everlying Island, but this is a completely different save. Because this is actually my Desert Palace grind video, where I'm just gonna grind, I'm like grinding everyone up a bunch of levels, so that when I inevitably do all the Desert Palace stuff like a dozen times to get all the dialogue, which I'm gonna save for after the LP. It'll hopefully be a lot easier, like I should just be able to like button mash through for the most part, because everyone's gonna be high level. Which at least means we won't die very much. Not like it bumps up your damage all that much, unfortunately, but I mean, I guess you get more stones, which also can kind of help. You know, as I've said before, level in Final Fantasy IX does not matter that much. It mostly just influences, like, your HP and MP. That's, like, the most impact it has. You get slightly more stones over time, and, you know, it does influence your other stats based on the equipment you're wearing, right? Like, we already went over all that. So, like, it does kind of improve your combat power, but not that much in the end of it all, right? Nice. Alright. Alright, Ragtime Mouse. Give me your best shot. Doopa doopa doo 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 doo. Question number 10. Some moves are friendly and don't attack. Well, that one's bugger all easy. I'm gonna let Freya do this one. No, kill all moves. Kill them all, I say. Correct, hooray. You get 5,000 gil. You're an expert. I mean, hey, great way to earn some quick cash. Do 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 boo 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 boo. How much money are we actually at right now? At about 120,000, so it's not that much extra cash, but you get a lot when you actually like finish all of them. That's the big thing. This is mostly just like chump change at this point, but once you actually like answer all the questions properly, it's like, hoo boy. You get the money. Honestly, because I don't like, to be honest, you know, I'm actually gonna move because I hate being on Everlying Island and two different save files that are completely different. Because something stupid as shit could happen, and then it's like, well, I accidentally saved over my save where I've been grinding for hours. I haven't been grinding for that long because thankfully it's pretty quick to level up in that area. Either you fight the whales and the squids, or you have Quina with you and you just level 5 Death the Grand Dragons for big EXP. Regardless, I'd rather go somewhere where I'm not gonna, like, get confused. Because I know I'll find some way to screw it up, so let's just, there you go. Let's go, I guess, I don't know. Where's another place with forests that have Choco Trucks? I guess the Black Mage Village. Where is that? Right there. You know, let's go there. And that kind of works because there's a shop and synthesis shop near the Black, you know, obviously in the Black Mage Village that we can go to. Oh, actually, you know, since we're actually, you know, since I'm right over here, let's check out Aiko's home. There actually is a forest right here. Actually, is there Choco Tracks near here too? There is, actually. That's kind of funny. I don't think, like, is there a beach here? There is, so this is actually useful. I kind of forgot about that. Regardless, let's actually, like, go hang out here for a second. Because, thinking about it, we actually have a party that's perfect for this, so let's go take a look. So first of all, you can come over here to my dance area. This is one of the only other places in the game where, as you can see, it actually looks different now because of the mists. We got like this cloudy, overcast look to it, and it's a lot darker than it used to be. This guy's still here to buy stuff from him if you really want. He just sells like the basic stuff that was the same here but from before. But you know, it's useful for synthesizing a few things if you haven't already bought stuff here. I'm actually gonna get some more tents because we are kind of low. And like the darkness affects every screen. In fact, you can even get new dialogue. Yeah, mist covered up the sky. It makes me feel so sad, Kupo. And on disc 4, this area is actually different. Look at this. We repeated the mistake our ancestors made 500 years ago. We failed an attempted summon at the foot of the Aoife tree. The area surrounding the tree was unaffected, but we have sealed the area as they would have done 500 years ago. When the arrogant ones summoned a power they could not be controlled, holy judgment was passed. The jewel of this village must serve as a reminder of the day we had to leave our country. So yeah, on disc 4, specifically when you go to disc 4, this area changes. I wouldn't necessarily say the area itself changes, but like the perspective is completely different, obviously, because you're staring at the wall instead of just having like the camera angle from before. Want to sleep? It feels so good, Koopa. I guess, yeah, we can sleep here. We lost a little bit of HP earlier, so why not? Shimomo, the fishing has been horrible since the mist appeared. So, oh yeah, you can see a little fish here. That's funny. So, look who's down here. So, first of all, if you come here with either Amaranth or Dagger in your party, Lana will just immediately, like, jump as soon as you get, like, anywhere close to her. She'll just leave. And by leave, I mean, like I said, she will literally just leap away. But if you come here without either of them in your party, what are you doing here? I tried getting back to the Mist Continent, but the fossil route was blocked, and the Alexandrian fleet was destroyed before my eyes. I don't know why I'm giving her the Ruby accent, but I guess that's what we're doing now. I became so weak after wandering around for days. Then the Moogles here rescued me. That's when I realized I've been so selfish all my life. It's been so wonderful living with Moogles. I haven't thought about money once since I've been here. I'm glad I lost our last fight. And that's all she has to say. But we can play cards with her. That's your choice. The old records are fading because of the mist, Kupo. Damn. Maybe it's because of the seawater. That's rough. But yeah, it's a nice little thing. Lana's here to talk to. Because yeah, like she said, it's not like Fossil is a one-way path. You can't go back through Fossil, and even if you could, it is actually completely blocked off now by the roots. And, you know, like, maybe she could have got back with Alexandria, but, you know, that kind of went down in flames, so, oops. And I guess we just didn't give a shit about her because, like, why would we? So, of course, we weren't going to take her back with us either. Actually, since we're also here, I wonder about, I'm going to take a quick look at, Mognet Central here. Because I don't remember if anything's changed just yet, or if you have to do other things first, but let's take a chat here. At least we get to hear the awesome song for a sec. Well, it looks like it's pretty much the same. Maybe you might have to come here either way. On disc 4. Because I know that talking, like, you need to find Mognet Central, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm not 100% about it. I don't remember if you have to find Mognet Central first to start a certain thing, but That'll probably be next part. Or at least I'll start it next part so we can kind of more organically do it. Because, basically, yes, Mognet Central isn't just a place where nothing happens. There is a side quest related to it, but it's a bit... Like many things in this game, it's a bit difficult to actually, like, figure out where to start. If you don't know what you're doing. Because... you know, things be pretty obscure in this game at times. This game has no problems making things like like there's so many mechanics and like little things in this game that's just like you really do have to put your heart into finding things. Like you have to really explore around. Some things are easy, some things are less easy. I mean, I guess since I'm here too. Let's go farming here too. Because why not at this point? I said I was going to do this off screen, but I mean, if I'm in the area, I might as well do it, right? I love the, like, split-second freeze there. It's probably just going to be frogs. Because the marshes that are like accessible early on tend to just have these guys. Like the ones in the Mist and Outer Continent are just kind of some dudes. But hey, we get a bit of extra AP and some money, so I'll take it. Like 2 AP for like an encounter I can beat in 10 seconds is not bad. Like I could just learn something. It's like maybe I should quickly check. Oh yeah, she doesn't need the Pearl Rouge no more. I guess we'll give her... You know what? I've been like putting it off. Let's give her Nadine. So she can learn that too. Look at all these little froggy woggies. Alright. It's time to eat some babies. Actually, there's 2 guy frogs. It looks like there's a bunch of guy frogs here, but only the one lady frog. Oh, no, there's a second one there. Ugh, this is like the hardest marsh to catch frogs in. It's kind of funny, this is the second one you come to. It's the hardest one. Even Quena says it's hard to catch frogs here, so like it's not like it's unintended. Doesn't have that this tends to happen. Like the trick doesn't work if the frogs just chill. Okay, there's more men over there. Another guy. Okay, we need to catch one of the ladies. Come on, lady. There we go. Alright. We're out of here. Had enough, Quena? See, it's hard to catch frogs here. No. We're done. I don't want to disappoint Zidane. That's the worst thing I could possibly do is make Zidane sad. No! It was like the pixel before I left the screen. No, now I have to fight frogs? Oh, even better, Sagahans. Or Sahagin? Yeah, Sahagins. Something like that. These guys have like a weird name. And they use water gun, wow. Gonna steal a high potion from her, and Freya should take it out with her jump. Oh no, 14 damage. I got the same time I killed it. It's funny. Hey, 6 dragons. Actually, is that the last we need to learn that? Like, it's funny I'm going on my way to learn that, like, I'm ever gonna use it. Like, 6 dragons is so awful. You basically use it if like, everyone's, like... If you're somehow in this specific situation of everyone is almost dead, but no one is actually dead, and you don't have a healer for some reason. Can also get the obelisk here. Yeah, I guess that's what we're slapping on next. Cherry Blossom, on the other hand, is quite good, but we'll talk about that eventually when it comes up. I guess... take antibody off of her. Actually, no, we'll keep that on, because it's not going to need Petrify at this point. I'm going to put on Add Status, because it does come with... Oh, actually, I don't even need to do that. Because Add Status is actually useful for the obelisk, since it comes with Petrify, right? That's essentially just an instant kill that still gives us AP, so... Oh no! How shameful. Just a single one of these lads, huh? Oh no! 144 damage. Whatever will I do? These guys are sort of weird because their death animation like takes a second, but that's because since they have multiple poses they can be in, the death animation I think is set up so that either whether they're blocking or not, they'll just transition properly into their death animation. It just makes it look a little weird. It actually does kind of look cool in one regard because it makes it more fluid. Because their death animation will be happening and like you can still be doing stuff. Like you'll attack the other Sahagin that's right next to it while it's still dying. Like it's kind of a cool thing. Like it's kind of just a byproduct of that, but regardless, it's enough fumbling around. And for realsies now, we're gonna actually get the rest of these ragtime mouses out of the way. Or at least most of them. I might cut it a little short since we did some extra stuff today. I just wanted to get somewhere that wasn't over here that I'm gonna accidentally save over this thinking they're the same thing. Man, what a name! Let me pronounce this name. Gegel Rich Shores. Gegel Rich Shores. Man, so many names in this game. Like it's funny to think that like in Final Fantasy VII, for example, there are like no location names at all. Like that. It's just like rocket area and stuff. Like there's a couple location names, but they're fairly like limited. Meanwhile, this game fucking gives like every single beach like its own name and shit. Like it's crazy. Alrighty. What are we talking about, Ia, huh? What question are you gonna give me? In our weird cardboard box circle forest thing. Pop quiz, dipshits! Prima Vista means love at first sight. That would make sense. Kinda, maybe? Because, like, the theater ship Prima Vista and their main play is the I want to be your canary. But I don't know if that's necessarily, like, they don't necessarily talk about love at first sight. They just talk about true love. My gut says yes, but I think my gut's actually wrong here. Because, well, frankly, like I said, even though it is a love play, it's not like love at first sight ever actually comes up. You know what I mean? Alright, fine. I'm gonna pick false. I'm probably wrong, though. For all I know. Oh shit, I actually got it. That one I had no idea, frankly. I did not remember that one at all. I didn't, like, it's funny, I also disobeyed my rule of thumb of, if I don't remember, it's probably true. But that's like the one I don't remember at all. Like, I didn't even remember that was a question. Because I know there's one that talks about the theater ship Prima Vista, but not about the actual phrase Prima Vista. Oh well. Did I ever show off what happens when you smack Ragtime Mouse? I don't even remember. Because I think in my half part I showed getting a question wrong, but I'm not sure if I ever showed off, like, hitting him. I probably did, but just in case, maybe I'll do it when I'm almost finished this. Man. I mean, it also doubly helps that the encounter rate for Ragtime Mouse goes up once you get, access to vehicles, so you can actually do this pretty quick once you know how it all works. Question number 12. Trino's Cafe Card Carta is members only. That one I'm like 99% sure is true, so I'm just gonna pick true, and then if it's wrong, well, oh well. Yay! Because I definitely remember that, like, I know where the spot is they're talking about. It's near the synthesis shop in Trino, right? It's to the left of the card stadium. That's why it's called Card Carta. And there's like you can read a sign that literally says members only or something like that. The ones that talk about, like, the things that talk about physical locations in the game are what I tend to actually remember. The ones that talk about, like, dialogue or, like, just one-off, like, little things, I do tend to be a little more flaky on. Because at the end of the day, I am just a guy. I don't know everything about this game. Some things you remember more than others. That's just kind of how it goes. Well, let's just kind of stand here awkwardly for a couple of seconds. Let me just move the camera. There we go. Alright. Imagine playing this game and then, like, just being in this forest and just, like, sitting here, and then all of a sudden you see something else rustling in the forest coming towards you. Ho ho ho. Especially with all the mist, that would be creepy. Alright, see that little grass rustle, but just, like, off in the distance near, like, the Black Mage Village or something? Do 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 ba boo ba boo ba boo 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 ba boo. Alright, what question are we at? Question 13. Lucky number 13, huh? Bobo bird is a bird that brings you fortune. I think this is false. I'm just gonna pick false because I think it's false. I don't actually remember what's false about this though. I forget if the bird's name is wrong or if it's a bird that brings you misfortune, but I'm gonna pick false, and I might, but I'm like 50-50 on this one, so. Hey, let's go. I don't remember what's even wrong about that question, which is kind of the funny thing. I just remember that one's wrong. Because it's the bird statue in the Lindblom in the inn. But I don't remember if the name is wrong or if the bird just doesn't bring you fortune or something. I don't remember. It's a good question. Maybe if we stop by Trino, I'll check that out. There's not really much of a reason to stop by Trino because, like, Well, I guess that's not true, because the funny thing is the Black Mage Village synthesis shop is different now, and you actually can't make cotton robes at the Black Mage Village anymore. So if you want to do the cotton robe trick, you have to go to a different place, which is one of the other synthesis shops at this point, basically. One of the lesser ones, basically, because I think Dagaro doesn't work either anymore. I want to say. I mean, maybe it does. I haven't actually checked. I don't remember. I should probably wait a second, because in hindsight, you have to wait 20 seconds. Nice. Do 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 boo 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 do 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 do. All right, we're at the big 1-4. Kondo Petit is a village of goblins. I don't think they count as goblins. I'm gonna guess they don't count as goblins. It'd be funny if this is true. Like, geez, Ragtime House, isn't that kind of racist? I don't remember what they're actually referred to in universe. They're not goblins, though. There are goblin mages nearby, although I'm not even sure if the goblin mages are there anymore at this point of the game, because I think the mist replaces most of the encounters with... Like, there's a couple random forest encounters and whatnot that are still around, but for the most part, encounters that are, like, down in the mist are all the same now. The only encounters that are really still mostly the same as before Disc 4 are the ones that are, like, above the mist, which makes sense. Remember how I mentioned you can't find ghosts when the mist is gone from the Mist Continent, but you can find them again now? Well, there you go. It's like one of the few encounters above the mist that's different for some reason. And it's a really weird one because ghosts are only available in a spot you can't actually get to before you get access to that area of the world map, with Mist not being available anymore when you do. So you can't actually find ghosts until Disc 4, essentially, on the world map, for some reason. But they do teach you a decent ability if you eat them, so I mean, I guess fair enough, right? Alright, 1-5. I think this is the last normal question, I want to say. I don't remember if there's one more after this or not. It's like, it's either 15 normal questions, and then I know there's one extra one at the end, once you've done all the other previous questions. So it's always, the last question is always the last question. Only one desert exists in the entire world. Well, I'm going to give you a wild guess and say that's wrong. It'd be kind of funny if that was true, though. Imagine naming something as like, this is a desert, this is what deserts are, but there's only one desert in the whole world, so... Doesn't really make any sense to give it its own, like, biome name if there's not really anything else like it. At that point, it's just the desert. Do do. Do 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 boo 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 do 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 do. You know, it's funny, I looked out of the corner of my eye and it actually did almost look like there was something in the forest way up there for a sec, just because of like the weird way the map was like moving in the corner of my eye. Because like that, like I can't point to it with my finger, but it's like that little, like I don't even know what you call it, like that little cubby, like what would you call that? Like that little cut up, little part of the land to like the top right there, like not quite top right, but like almost to the top right, like the part where it juts out and then it juts back in a little bit. Something about that almost makes it look like something weird in the corner of my eye. Oh, we actually got a regular encounter. Wow. In the forest, it'll probably be one of the new ones, but I guess we might... I think it's a new one. Yeah, it's a Malboro. So these guys actually follow us from Terra. They're hanging out here now. And they still have Thundaga, so that's gonna hurt. Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt. We're gonna Kiraga that crap. Holy. I guess there's just Rock Drop. Yeah, Frog Drop's getting pretty strong now, eh? Yeah, I get taken down. Didn't get a stop, but it's okay. Malboro dead. And hey, that gets us some money. And Quenna's with us, so it should get us lots of money. And hey, even decent experience. And it's 3 AP. And almost 4,000 in. Hey, some more. We definitely want ore. Ore is another resource that's pretty valuable to get at this point of the game because you can finally actually use it for stuff. I think Freya got Restore HP, right? So I can swap that off of her now. I say that, but I guess, I mean, I can always take that off her if I plan to take her off the party, but for now we'll just leave it on her. I can get her high jump. Why not? Let's take a look at high jump. In case you're curious. It's only 4 stones, so it's actually like pretty efficient. Jump higher to raise jump attack power. This is actually a very simple thing. It literally just makes it so that jump goes from 1.5 times power to double power, basically. This also improves the power for trance jump, so it is actually a pretty nice ability to give her. If you want. Like, basically, it's the same thing as with the other stuff. You're choosing between either jumping with Freya in the back row, or you're slapping on the killer abilities with maybe MP attack to really boost her that up too. At least now jump can kind of match that. It's still slower, but it's useful in niche situations against certain boss fights, and it does let Freya sit in the back row. Like, if you're gonna use... Like, you'd much rather use high jump over long reach, basically, in like every scenario, because long reach is extremely expensive. Like, if we show it off on Zidane here, it's 16 stones, right? So that'd be much better, pretty much every scenario, to just slap on high jump and let Freya jump from the back row, basically. Because that is fairly expensive for what it does. Especially because row just doesn't matter as much in this game, I feel like. And I'm going to save over that just because I don't even remember if I actually just saved or not. We've just been fighting Ragtime Mouse for eternity. But we learned an ability, so I might as well. Alright, so let's just sit here for a sec. I could have been talking when not in the menu, but, you know, hindsight is 20/20, as they say. Like, literally the only flaw of this technique is it makes my hands sore. Your fingers get sore if you're just mashing the D-pad a bunch, right? And since it is just random chance, sometimes you do go for a while without actually finding Ragtime Mouse. Hey buddy, you wanna show up? Jeez. Well, speaking of going a while without finding it, holy moly. My hand's gonna start cramping up. I can already kind of feel it. There we go, alright. Alright, so is there 16 questions? And the last one's the last one? That's always last, or is there another one? I don't remember. Because I know the last one's a funny one. Pop quiz, dipheads. Last question. You can defeat Ragtimer. You know what? I'm going to do this just for the funny. Because I've always thought this would be a really funny way to end. Like, I've always thought this was a missed opportunity. that like they give you a true and false here, and like Ragtime has always been a target during these, but I think it would have been really funny if for the last question, that's can you defeat Ragtimer, that the solution is to smack Ragtimer and he dies. Unfortunately, that is the wrong answer. Which, you know, like I said, I've always thought that was a missed opportunity, because I think it would have been really funny if you did that and it's just like, ow, and he just falls over and dies. But there actually is, you have to actually encounter Ragtimer 17 times. Because after you get that question, he's like, you're right, congratulations. And then after that, you get nothing. You have to actually encounter him one more time to actually get your reward. It'd be also kind of funny if like you smack Ragtimer and then he's just gone forever. Like you can't defeat him, but you can sure make him annoyed at you and he just never shows up again. Anyways, I just wanted to show off the you smacked him animation, because I wasn't sure if I've even shown that off. And I'm pretty sure I got one wrong already, so I won't show that off. I mean, even if I haven't, that's something that most people have seen. Because if you play this game, you've probably gotten one of these stupid questions wrong, because they're not, like, freebies, a lot of them. Anyways, even though we just smacked him and he ran away, the answer is actually true. Let's let Quina give a nice stab at this with their fork. Wham! Correct! Hooray! And then we get straight to 10,000 kill, not bad. You got it 100% correct. You're an expert. And then after all of this, if you've actually gotten all of the questions correct, and we're going to wait here one more time. I like how you can see a bit of a pop in there. That's funny. If you've actually gotten all the questions, I shouldn't even bother stating. Why should I? There's nothing to get wrong at this point. But if you've actually gotten all of the questions right up until this point, then you get a nice big fat reward after this. If you don't actually have all the questions right, then I don't think you actually get anything. I guess in that regard, maybe it's a good thing I left that save there, because I can easily show that off in the half part. I'm not going to show up all the different like possibilities, because I would have to do like 16 different questions like a million times. But I will wait here and I will find Ragtimer one last time, and I think that'll be it for this part, just getting the money. Make sure to have Quina with you too, because I believe that this money's given to you through normal means. So if you have Millionaire on you, it actually gives you a ton of extra money. Pop quiz. That ends the test. You got 100% correct. What? 100%? Unbelievable! And then he dies. And after all that, finally... Oh, I'm pretty sure, so he gives you this amount of experience here. I'm pretty sure that this is a pun, because of course it is. It's some sort of like pun. And look how much money we get here. Once again, this is doubled because we have Millionaire. So if you don't have Millionaire, I believe it's another punny number. It's like some Japanese like pun or something. It always is, right? But having Quina with you lets you double that money, and it's a ton of money to double. Plus you get a Protect Ring. Like, look how much money we just got from that. Very, very good. Very, very good. Oh yeah. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for this part. This is a, you know, if you don't want to watch the part, feel free. This is just I'm saying this at the very end of the episode. It's just a part where just a couple things happen. But, I mean, that's just how it goes. We needed money. We've got some decent money now. Hopefully it'll last us more than like 2 minutes, because I don't think this is anywhere near enough money to buy everything we need to buy, but that's how it goes. Anyways, that'll be it for this part. See you guys later.